My name's Nick Powers, and I'm the president and lead instructor of Warfighter Scuba. I'm a veteran of the United States Marine Corps from the years 2003 to 2007, with one combat deployment to Haditha, Iraq in 2006. Throughout my time overseas, I experienced a lot of situations that you wouldn't necessarily find yourself in the United States. IEDs, getting shot at, rocket attacks, mortar attacks, you name it, it happened. When I got out of the Marine Corps in 2007, I tried to adjust back to civilian life, and the whole time you're in, you just can't wait to get out. And when you get out, you start to realize, did you make the right decision? 9 times out of 10, most of the guys that get out, they immediately plummet into a depression cycle because you don't have that structure anymore that the military provides you. And this hit me super hard. We moved to one of the #1 top dive destinations in the entire world, and I figured I'd start getting back into scuba diving. And after our first couple dives, I realized how peaceful it was underwater and how none of my problems followed me. You're just there in the present moment. I had the idea for Warfighter Scuba, and I kind of hinted at it, and they said, "You go for it." And that's basically how Warfighter Scuba was born. So Warfighter Scuba is a nonprofit. We're a 501c3 nonprofit with the IRS. We bring combat wounded veterans down to the Caribbean to teach them scuba diving to treat their wounds. Whether their wounds are physical or mental, such as PTSD, scuba diving is a extremely therapeutic activity for mental stressors and for physical ailments. Mentally, as soon as you go underwater, your body just reacts. It's not normal. You're not meant to breathe underwater. Automatically puts you into the present moment. You have nothing but peace and calm. This ability to separate yourself from reality really allows veterans to find out what their trigger mechanism might be for their particular mental stressors. So every veteran who comes through our programs gets a 100% funded trip. Each veteran also receives a round-trip ticket from their home of record. That ticket will bring them straight into Roatan, and their entire week stay, their hotel, their meals, their snacks, everything's paid for. And so that veteran can get an entire week away from reality and completely separate from any kind of problems they might be facing at home. So each veteran receives very private and intimate training sessions when they come down to Roatan. We first start in the pool. We do some confined water skills. We'll then switch out to the open water dives. From that point on, it's not even training anymore. It's just fun. It's learning on a level that I don't think most people have experienced before. We do all the certifications for them that we can in a week at their pace, from open water to full face mask to nitrox. Every trip that we have, whether it's one veteran or 4 veterans at a time, we just have a blast. There's no bad karma. We've seen sharks, we've seen turtles. We've seen 4 eagle rays at once. Just the things that happen when we're in the water together are truly, they're just unbelievable. The dedication that these vets have now to scuba diving and to wanting to come back and to help other veterans experience what they've experienced, it hits me in the heart more than most things have ever hit me in my heart. It's truly an honor to take these heroes into the water. It's really cool to see the transformation that happens to them, from being, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I've gone snorkeling a few times, or I'm not that good of a swimmer. And the funny thing about scuba is none of that matters. You're completely weightless in the water. You could come down and have 0 experience in the water and be one of the better scuba divers out there. So as with all nonprofits, we rely solely on generous donors such as yourselves. None of these programs could exist without people who are willing to give some of their hard-earned money up to save veterans who might be struggling with everyday life and have that unfortunate thought of suicide. 100% of every dollar that's donated goes directly to the veterans. I personally, myself, I do not take any kind of money. All my time is donated. There's no salary to anybody who's on the board or any staff positions in Warfighter. Donations can be made on our website at www.warfighterscuba.org. And remember, every donation is 100% tax deductible.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name's Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. The issue has been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turned into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
Cool-Ray has always been a leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Cool-Ray lifetime parts and labor warranty at coolray.com. Cool-Ray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Cool-Ray has always been a leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome.
Welcome back. It is Wednesday night, Icon Sim Sports Veterans and First Responders Night. We are here with the Veterans and First Responders in the first race here at Charlotte in the 305 Sprint Cars. Looking for a great show tonight. We don't have a big field, but all the field does have veterans and first responders represented. We will advance to qualifying here momentarily. If you've tuned in, thank you. If you're coming back, thanks for that. If you're new to the show, welcome to the show. This has got your 6 Racing Network. As always, we are racing for awareness of veterans issues. 22 veterans a day take their own lives, which is way too much. The goal is 0. We're doing our small part to raise awareness. And we play some promos from businesses throughout the night that do support veterans and the pursuit of 0 veteran suicides a day. If you know a veteran out there, check in on them. Let them know you're thinking about them. First out on the track is Air Force driver. The 87 car of Andy Patton is on the clock. He will be coming to his first lap this time by 14.069 for the 87 car. 14.069. Jeff Barker, the 513 Marine Machine, out on the track. See how Jeff gets around here at Charlotte. Jeff, good enough for 4th quick with a 14.212. My apologies. Ross Quinta out on track. Phantom Motorsports driver, currently 6th quick, up top of the board. 14.030. Put the 010 car in P1. Looks like that will wrap up qualifying. Ross Quinta in the 010 car is your quick time Phantom Motorsports driver. Congratulations, Ross. Great run by that driver. We do have a few minutes left until we do go green. Looking at the points, Jeff Barker is currently in first place by 2 points in front of Andy Patton. So the 513 Marine Machine, 2 points ahead of the 87 car of Patton. Bob DeGood is in 3rd position in the overall points in the 7 Air Force Machine. Gary Taylor in the 34 car is 4th. Aiden Young is 5th. We do have Jeff Barker, Andy Patton, and Bob DeGood. Gary Taylor is back with us. I don't see Aiden Young, so Aiden Young will probably miss the start. Chris Schaefer, Ross Quinta, currently 7th in the points. He is with us tonight, so Ross is looking at an opportunity to move up in the points standings. Ryan Pendleton is not with us. That's the 2nd week in a row that the can't remember the number of the car. 223, I believe. Active duty Navy driver must be busy out doing his thing. Lance Ripka and Nicholas Schell round out your top 10 in points. So Ross Quinta will start on the front row in heat number 1. We will probably only have 1 heat race. Everyone will advance to the feature, obviously. Looks like we're going to have 2 heat races. Bob DeGood in the 7 car at the front of the field. Top 3 will transfer. Everyone is going regardless. Top 4 were inverted, so Quinta with your quick time will start P4 on the grid. Bob DeGood with Chris Schaefer in the 2-3 machine to his outside. Special paint scheme on the 7 car. Good looking wrap. Your points leader, the 513, will roll off P5 in the 513 Marine Machine with Gary Taylor to his outside. We should go green next time by. Got 6 laps to get it done. Coming up later on the night, we got 305 sprint cars, followed by the wingless sprint cars at Lernerville, I believe. And we will close out the night with the 410 sprint cars right here at Charlotte. Veterans and First Responders brought to you by Icon Sim Sports. Green flag is out. Looks like 2-3 with a little head start on that top side. Think down lows. They are 3 wide coming off of turn number 2. 87 a Patton on the low side. Bob the Good decides to get out of that 3 wide trouble. Wisely so. Andy Patton up to 3rd position. Your quick time driver. Corenta up to P2. Up front, Chris Schaefer leading the way. So look at your top 3. Top 3 do automatically transfer. Corenta quickest that time by with a 14.061. See if he can reel in the leader. Go on board with the 010 car. Both of them running a similar line. Looks like Corenta gets a good run off the exit of turn 4. Bob the Good running in P4. First car on the outside looking in of your transfer driver. Jeff Barker up to 5th. Gary Taylor drops back to 6th on the grid. At the moment, Chris Schaefer at the point. Ken Carr decides to slide up high. Oh, that's the end. Schaefer, Corenta, Andy Patton. Moving on. We will have 3 minutes or 5 minutes of warm-up, so we will be right back.
History repeats itself. History is always happening over and over again. So one of the ways to stop a theme, one of the ways to stop something from reoccurring is to first of all admit it. It didn't take long for us to quickly realize that there was power behind Mission 22, power behind its brand, power behind its message, and power behind its people that represented it.
All right, my friends, day 19 of 22, the 22-day push-up challenge. Day 19 means 418 men and women have possibly committed suicide in the last 19 days. I went and looked up my ship, the USS Rushmore. More people would have killed themselves by now than ever served on our ship at one time in just 19 days.
19, 20, 21. One more. Y'all ready for the last one?
Mission 22 has become a decentralized nationwide effort to show love, to raise money, to be available for other warriors, to be able to be a point of contact, to let the warriors know, but also for warriors to let other warriors know that there is a community. You're not alone. This isn't happening in silence. You're not forgotten. You know, we brought 4 veterans from all different parts of the United States and brought them together to hike through the state of Oregon.
May God bless you on your journey. Thank you for serving our country and for being willing to go on this walk. I'm praying you feel peace and strength with each mile.
You know, on this hike, some folks found God, some folks remained sober, some folks lost a significant amount of weight to be able to participate. And not so much just a healing walk for us as warriors, but for us to contribute to other people's healing. You know, this hike, we raised $12,000 for endobiogeny. Some of the folks on this hike, you know, they're going to be volunteers for this treatment. And I couldn't be more pleased and more proud because it was difficult. We had a lot of struggles. Not everything on this hike went pretty, you know, but we put some skin in the game. At the end of the day, we were able to raise money and we'll be able to use that money so guys can get the treatment that they need. The War at Home Monument is an example of our social impact, of our awareness, of our permanent fixture to do the work that we can't always do, to always remind us of what we've lost and what we will lose if we don't reconcile it. What we've done is taken 20 different veterans with their families' permission and used them as silhouette to cut out of a 3,000-pound plate of steel. These warriors are placed in a V, and this is to show the size of the problem. This is to show the empty space they leave behind. And it's also to be a constant reminder of what happens when we don't listen to the stories of the warriors that fought in our name. Because it's not okay. It's not okay that everyone didn't know about veteran suicide. It's not okay that these things were a secret or left unsaid, or that it was shameful. It's not okay that it's shameful to suffer alone and suffer in silence, because if you ask for help, that you're no longer a warrior, that you're weak.
Yeah. So I come back and I thought everybody else changed. So I pushed my family away. And it took a long time to really realize it, because I didn't want to look internally. I got my Class A CDL and hit the road. I was on the road for about 8 years trucking. And this makes me think about how insignificant all of the major things going on are. I mean, what, 1 million years ago, that blew up. And, over time became this.
Whether it's hiking mountains or building monuments, it takes a community to heal a warrior. Warriors didn't get damaged and didn't become separated from the sunlight of the spirit on their own. It happened in the name of this nation. We can change the way we think about war, how we think about warriors, how we think about ourselves, and what we think we're going to do in the American community. We can do it now. We can do it here. And there's going to be another generation of warriors coming. We can set the tone to create a culture that grabs them up and loves them and smothers them in resources, in opportunity, right now.
Welcome back. We are just wrapping up warm-ups. Once again, the 010 car of Ross Correnta at the top of the board. The 14056. Andy Patton running second. Again, Correnta looking at a great night in points if he can hold it together in the 10 car. Chris Schaefer will start on the front row on the pole in Black Bullet Racing number 23 car. Ross Correnta, Phantom Motorsports in the 010. Andy Patton in the 87 machine. A&J Custom Creations machine. Bob the Good, Can-Am Racing Team driver, rolls off P4 in the 7 car. Jeff Barker, also Can-Am Racing in the 513 Marine machine. Gary Taylor, once again from Can-Am Racing in the 34, starts P6. We are going to be running 30 laps, waiting for, looks like Ross Correnta to join the field. He is with us. Chris Schaefer in the 23 car to his inside. We got 30 laps to settle this. This is the Veterans and First Responders 305s, brought to you by Coast2Coast Racing League. If you're in the market for a super well-run league, racing without all the drama you get in other leagues, check out Coast2Coast Racing at c2crl.com. Veterans and First Responders Night brought to you by Icon Sim Sports, maker of the finest sim rigs on the face of the planet. Owner Rob Neller makes each rig by hand in his garage. Makes the graphics, does powder coating, bends the pipe. Have not regretted the purchase of my Icon Elite chassis. You can check them out at iconsimsports.com for more information. Chris Schaefer on the front row on the pole. Will roll off P1. Pace truck is off. 23 car will bring us to the green flag. We make the long crawl to the green flag. Green flag is out. Again, Patton and Barker only separated by 2 points in the overall point standings. That's something to watch. The 87 car in the 513. Patton currently running P3. Barker to the back of the field. Carintha wants P1. Slides up underneath the 23 car. Can't make it stick. Caution comes out. Looks like Bob the Good and the 34 car of Gary Taylor get into a bit of a scuffle there. Brings out our first caution of the night. That will put Chris Schaefer back to the front of the field with Ross Carintha P2. Andy Patton and Jeff Barker 1 and 2 in the points. Lined up P3, P4. Again, those two separated by only 2 points in the overall point standings for a championship. This is week 9, I believe. So we're coming down to the end. Every race, every incident point counts at this point. 10 car was all over your leader, Chris Schaefer, in the 23 machine, Black Bullet Racing Elite driver. See if Ross can't make the pass. Phantom Motorsports in the 010 machine. Pace truck will exit. Once again, Chris Schaefer will bring us to the green flag. All sprint car restarts are single file. Waiting for Gary Taylor and Bob the Good to join the field. They are in the pits. I don't think they are out yet. Working lap 3 of 30, so we got a ways to go here. Unlike other races in Coast2Coast Racing League, they do give waiver rounds for the veterans and first responders. Try to keep everyone on the lead lap. This is the only division that they do that for. Like to thank everybody in the field for their service in one way, shape, or form. Greatly appreciated, fellas. Pace truck is off once again. Looks like DeGood and Taylor are back on the track. Fall in line behind the 513. Watch P3 and 4. Those are your 2 points leaders. Schaefer in the 23 car with a great start. Chris Schaefer to the point. What's a little gap between himself and second place? The 10 car of Carintha. There's a look at your top 2. You can see the 87 car of Andy Patton ducking into the frame there. Jeff Barker in the 513. Patton running a slider line behind the 010. Go on board with the 010 car behind your leader. Ross trying to keep on the rear tail tank of that 23 car. Peek into the inside ever so slightly. Cuts high, cuts down low, gets underneath the 23 car, entering turn 3. Chris Schaefer with the crossover. It is wing to wing at the line. Schaefer had the lead. Carintha crossover once again, gets the lead in front of the 23 machine. Andy Patton sitting back in P3, watching the action at the front of the field. Ross Carintha leads his first lap on lap number 10. Andy Patton's going to do what he can in the 87 car to stay in front of the 513 of Jeff Barker. That could be the difference between first and second in the overall point standings. Patton still running a slider line in the 87 machine. Field has kind of stabilized. Working lap 13 of 30. Gary Taylor and Bob DeGood still battling in the back of the field. They're trying to get up to the tail tank of Jeff Barker in the 513 machine. Look at your top four as they run. You can see the different lines. Patton trying that slider line. Loses a little bit of momentum off turn 4. It looks like the 513 closed in a little bit there. Jeff Barker trying to get up and protect his points lead in the overall standings. Got the 87 car currently second in the points, right in front of him. Andy Patton in the 87 running a slider line. See if Barker changes his line. Looks like he went a little lower that time at the exit of turn 2. 10 car of Ross Carenta is checking out on the field. Phantom Motorsports driver with a half-second gap, little over. Schaefer in P2 in the 23 machine. Andy Patton in the 87 Air Force ride. Jeff Barker in the 513 Marine machine are 1 through 4. Gary Taylor and Bob DeGood round out your field of 6 drivers. Carenta extends his lead ever so slightly each lap, up to almost a second now. Not a lot of horsepower in 305s. Momentum car, got to pick the right line, keep the momentum up. Start searching around for that grip. You could lose some positions to the cars behind you. This is the battle to watch between the 87 and the 513 of Schaefer, Barker, and Patton. 1-2 in the overall point standings. Is Barker setting up for a late race attempt to get on that rear tail tank of the 87 car, make the pass? Working lap 26 of 30. If he's going to do it, he's got to get it done. Looks like Patton is pulling out from the 513 a little bit. 87 still running that slider line. Up front, 010 Phantom Motorsports driver Ross Carenta running away from the field. It's like Chris Schaefer can't close that gap. Still over a second between Schaefer and Carenta. This is the last lap, a last turn. Carenta, Schaefer, Patton, Barker. So 1-2 in the points, finish 3 and 4. There was 2 points separating the two. So we'll see how the points shake out this week. Good run by these guys. 1 caution came out. They will get their podium shot, and we will get a word with the 3 drivers. Waiting for the drivers to come up into the waiting room and get an interview. Waiting for the 87 car of Andy Patton. Retired Air Force driver. Andy, it's Joe. You got me? Andy, it's Joe. You got me?
Mm-hmm.
Good run, man. Kind of stayed steady there. Finished third, started third, finished third. You and Barker are 1-2 in the points. He was 2 points ahead coming into the night, so this may have been a pretty good night for you, my friend. How'd the car feel? How'd the track feel?
This track is fast. The car, felt great. You just keep your momentum going. There's just little nuances that make the difference. That's how Ross can pull away like that, because he's so freaking smooth. You can't, lap for lap. I couldn't stay with him.
Yeah, we were watching the different lines. I was actually trying to figure out where he was gaining, but just ever so slightly each lap he pulled away from the field there. So good run by you. Again, we'll see how the points play out. Again, I thank you for your service, sir. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your P3 finish?
Joe, just the same that we always do. You guys, I don't know if it's understood just how much I appreciate this Mission 22 program and everything that you guys do with it. It's an outstanding program, and it's taken off. It's doing much better too, which is outstanding.
Yeah, man, I think that's one thing you'll never hear me say is just like always, because I can count the number of podium interviews I've had probably on one hand. So, man, it's great to hear it. It is for a great cause, as always. Being Air Force veteran, both of us there, we've seen the effects that some of these incidents can have on folks when they come home, and we just got to try to show them some love. So, as always, brother, man, I super appreciate you coming out. Love seeing the 87 car run. Are we going to see you run the rest of the night?
No, I have another meeting at 8 o'clock, so I'm not going to be able to run. I don't run the midgets anyway, but I wanted to run the 410s, but I don't see that happening tonight. Never know, maybe.
Well, podium, you might make it back for the 410s. That'd be cool to see the 87 car in the 410 race again, man. As always, greatly appreciate, love watching you run, man. And we will talk to you next time, since we always talk on the podium, as you put it.
Yeah, that's nice. I'll take that.
Good run, my friend. We'll see you next time.
All right, bro. See ya.
See ya. Chris Schaefer started the 23 car on the pole. Fell back one position. Chris, this is Joe. You got me?
I got you, Joe.
Man, good run in the Black Bullet Elite 23 machine. Ross kind of seemed to find a line. We were trying to diagnose that during the broadcast. What was he doing different, do you think, that you guys didn't figure out to get by him?
I seen him cutting down. Like, he'd go in high and cut down and come across the slick down on the bottom, and I tried to emulate it, but I just couldn't do what he was doing. So I just tried to find some moisture. I ran the top, and then I tried to run a slider line, anything to catch him. Like I was telling him a minute ago, I was like, I knew if he got by me, I wasn't going to catch him.
Yeah, you're currently, where are you at in the points? Let's see. You're currently 6th in the points. 5 didn't show up. Gary Taylor and Bob DeGood finished behind you. So you may move up in the points, man. It may have been a better night than you think, finishing P2 tonight. Great run by you. You got anybody you'd like to thank, man?
Yeah, I thank, Roger for the league, and you guys put on a broadcast, and ABR Setup Shop sponsors us and helps us out with the setups, and HRT Cinematography, CT Graphics, Debut Welding, GMR Giddings Mobile Repair out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, Pole Buildings USA, and Roasted Gems Coffee.
Chris Schaefer, a firefighter, sir. I thank you for your service, your dedication to our public. Greatly appreciated. Great run by you. You going to run the wingless 360s and the 410s tonight?
Definitely not the wingless. The 410s possibly.
Man, I've heard that twice now, so hope you show up. We're looking for a good field. Maybe we'll see the 2-3 back on the podium. Great run by you, man. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Yes, sir. The 010 car of Ross Correnta starts on outside of pole. Took him a couple laps to get by the 23 car of Chris Schaefer, but the Phantom Motorsports driver gets it done in the end. Ross, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, great run. So we were talking to the two, Patton and Schaefer there, trying to figure it out what it was that you were doing different. You weren't pulling away huge, but every lap you would increase your lead on the field. Are you going to give out your secrets? Let me get my notebook go real quick.
I wish I had some. Like I told Patton and Chris, I said, you know what, with these 305s, the key is obviously, and I mean, they know too, it's just trying to keep the car as straight as you can. Any little bobble and they lose so much momentum, and it takes a lot to get that back.
Yeah, man, you seem to figure it out. You were, like I said, you were increasing each lap. Are you a fighter? You're a first responder, correct?
Yeah, volunteer firefighter.
And where at?
Fisher, Minnesota.
Well, thank you for your service, man. Like everybody in the race, we don't put a lot of numbers in here, but this race is near and dear to my heart for sure. Great run by you, my friend. Let's look at where you were at in the points. I just had that up. You were 7th in the points. We had quite a few drivers not show up, so you may move quite a ways up in the points tonight. So great points night by you. Greatly appreciate you coming out. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your win?
Yeah, guys over at Phantom Motorsports, our sponsors, Velocity Race Design, Weckl Sportswear, Power Outdoors. You guys for putting on the show, and obviously thanks to all the veterans and first responders that we got here that come out and race in the league, and yeah, that's about it, I think.
We gonna see you the rest of the night?
Maybe in the 410s.
Man, I've heard that 3 times now, so I hope all 3 of you come out and represent the veterans and first responders in the 410s. Right back here, see if you can't put the 010 Phantom Motorsports back on the podium. Would be cool to see, man. So if you don't, I'll see you next week. If you do, hopefully I talk to you here in a couple hours.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good night. Great run.
You too. Thanks.
So there you have it. There are your podium finishers for the Veterans and First Responders 305 race. We will take a break. When we come back, we will be at Lernerville in the wingless 360. So that should be very interesting. So we will be right back.
race lead off turn 4. White flag in the air. Justin Hare's top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Can he get the lead? Yes, he does. And now here comes Janzik. Janzik goes by Query, and he goes by Inman. Gonna drag race off of turn 4. Shepard is there, but it's Larry White at the line. It's still gonna be Pat Ward, and they make contact. Britton has broken the race car. Peter Britton comes to a stop in
in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and is supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. stop me. I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
When people hear a Till Valhalla project, the first thing they might think of is our shirts. But what most people don't know is that our plaques came first and the t-shirts came second. What some people might not know is that the same shirts that we make day in and day out allowed us to do unbelievable things for unbelievable people. Whether it's donating our proceeds to reduce veteran suicide or gifting handcrafted memorial plaques to the families of fallen heroes, these t-shirts simply stand for honor and freedom, two words that wouldn't exist without our heroes. This makes Till Valhalla Project a place our fallen heroes truly live on forever.
Welcome back. We are at Lernerville. As you can see, we are with the wingless 360 sprint cars, Icon Sim Sports Veterans and First Responders Night, and Wingless Wednesday. Should be an interesting race. Not a huge field. 360 sprint cars are very difficult to drive. We do have a few cars out on the track. We will be advancing to qualifying here momentarily. Following this, we will be back at Charlotte with the 410 sprint cars. Michael Bertay in the '95 machine at the top of the board with a 14.515 in practice. Terry Landis, Brandon Templeton, 1-2 in the points. Jeff Barker is in P3. Bob the Good, Kevin Fry, Jack Hitt are your top six. Terry Landis is with us. Brandon Templeton is with us. Jeff Barker is with us. Bob the Good is with us in the 7 machine. Kevin Fry did not show up last week. Fell 3 in the points, but the 21 is back on track with us. So no one in the top few is going to get a free ride to extra places in the point standings. So although we don't have a large number of cars, those at the top of the point standings are going to have to battle it out to figure out who's going to win the overall championship. Qualifying has begun. We will follow the first car back on the track. Again, the wingless sprint cars brought to you by Coast2Coast Speed Shop. Check them out, Coast2Coast at c2crl.com. 31 of Brandon Templeton out on the track. The Icon Sim Sports machine. Brandon out of Corning, Iowa. Giving the 31 a good ride. We'll see how Brandon times in on his first lap. (14.471) for the 31 of Brandon Templeton. Jack Hitt 14.494 in P2. Michael Bertay continues his hot streak. Terry Landis, your points leader, to the top of the board with a 14.377, putting Brute and Kelsch back to 2 and 3. Brandon Templeton moves down to P4. Jack Hitt 5. Kevin Fry trying to work himself back up in the point standings. Currently P6 in qualifying. Jeff Barker in the 5.13. The 15.009. Currently your quick time. Terry Landis in the 61 machine with a 14.377. Your points leader may start on the pole of the heat number 1. We do have a few minutes left of qualifying. Again, Landis, Brute, Kelsch, Templeton, Jack Hitt are your top 5. Jack Hitt, last year's wingless champion, has not had the luck go his way. He will qualify in with a 15.097, 15.097 for Jack Hitt. Looks like Terry Landis will be your quick time qualifier with a 1.4377. Heat 1 is about to take the grid. Can-Am Racing's Jeff Barker in the 513 will start on the pole. Jack Hitt, again last year's champion in the 217 car, will roll off P2. Benjamin Kelsch in the BK Machines Racing number 16 will roll off P3. Terry Landis, your current points leader, driver out of California in the 161, will roll off P4. Mike Cramner in the 7-0 car is your 5th and final qualifier for heat number 1. Jeff Barker will bring us to the green flag. Pace truck is off. We are about to get underway for 8 laps. Top 4 heading directly to the feature. However, everybody will go to the feature. Green flag is out. Jack Hitt on the outside of the 513 of Barker. Will Barker slide up? Jack Hitt with a good run off of turn number 2. Jack Hitt with a great run off top 2 in the 217 car. Drives that car to the point. Your points leader, Terry Landis, in the 161 machine, moves into P2 behind the 217, the Jack car of Jack Hitt. Jeff Barker falls back. Benjamin Kelsch now in the 16 car moves up to P3. Looks like the battle's going to be right here with your top 2, Hitt and Terry Landis. Everyone on that high side here at Lernerville. Once that gets slick all the way up to the top, you can see that the track's starting to wear in a little bit. That will get treacherous up top. Only the brave will venture up there, but these 2 drivers are doing just that. The 161 Yahoo, your points leader, falling in line behind Jack Hitt in the 217 machine. Benjamin Kelsch in the 16, currently running in P3. BK Machine Racing, number 16. Jeff Barker in the 513. Can-Am Racing driver. Terry Landis has 1 lap to get it done. Can he get it done in the 161, or will Jack Hitt drive to the pole of the feature? Jack Hitt off a turn 4. Landis tries down low, does not work. Hitt, Landis, Kelsch Barker are your top 4 in heat number 1. Things can change in a big hurry here at Lernerville. You can go from leading the race back to the back of the field in a big hurry. Heat 2, we find Bob the Good, Can-Am Racing Team driver in the number 7. Kevin Fry, the firm driver in the 21 machine. Brandon Templeton, currently second in the points. Icon Sim Sports 31 machine. Michael Brute in the 95 machine will roll off P4. Everyone is headed to the feature. I believe Brute in the 95 machine is out of the School of Sim Racing stable. Been super quick. Bob the Good takes an EOL, moves a 7 car to the back of the field, moves Brandon Templeton up to the pole in the 31 Icon Sim Sports machine. Kevin Fry on the outside of the 31 machine, 31 machine. Eight laps to get it done. Brandon Templeton will bring us to the green flag. He's got Kevin Fry to his outside. That's no small task to hold off the 21 of Kevin Fry in the firm motorsports machine. Pace truck is off. Brandon Templeton, the green flag is out. We are underway. Templeton in the 31 cuts down low in the Icon machine. The firm Kevin Fry with a strong run off the top of turn number 2. Kevin Fry gets almost over the hill there. Templeton had to check up, making way for the 95 of Brute to move up. Fry gathers it back in. Templeton on the outside. Makes the pass per the lead. The 31 car with a great run off of turn number 4. Put the 31 on the point. Kevin Fry back to P2. Now he's in a battle with the 95 car. Brute running the bottom line, trying to make that work. Fry up into the wall. 95 to the rear tail tank of the 21 machine. Go on board with your third place runner, Brute. Pulls up on the rear tail tank of the 21. We are working lap 5 of 8. Looks like Templeton in the 31 machine pulling away from the field quite a bit. There are your top 3. Templeton pulling away, working that high side up on the cushion. Fry trying to modified slider line. Thought he was going off that time by. Brute back to the rear tail tank. Put the 95 in P2. Slider line out of turn number 2. He will set his sights on the 31, the Icon Sim Sports driver of Brandon Templeton. 1 lap to go. Looks like the front 4 are spread out quite a bit. Templeton, unless he goes off the top, should bring it home. Coming off of turn number 4, Templeton, Brute, Fry, and Bob the Good. Great run, great heat race by those guys. We will have 3 minutes of warm-up, so we will return momentarily. Welcome back. We are just wrapping up warm-up. Benjamin Kelch at the top of the board with a 14.582. Got to watch Kelch in the final here. Looks like Bob DeGood and Jeff Barker did not take to the track for warm-ups. Terry Landis, your points leader, currently P6 in warm-ups. Brandon Templeton, P3. Jeff Barker didn't get a chance to catch it. We are on our way to the feature. Jack Hitt in the 217 machine starts on the pole. Brandon Templeton in the Icon Sim Sports 31 is P2. Terry Landis in the 161, your points leader, starts P3. Michael Berthet in the 95 School of Sim Racing, I believe, machine rolls off P4. Benjamin Kelch in the BK Machine Racing 16 rolls off P5. Kevin Fry in the Firm Machine, the 21 out of Texas, rolls off P6. Jeff Barker in the 513 Can-Am Racing Team rolls off P7. Bob DeGood, also from Can-Am Racing Team, rolls off P8 in the 7 machine. Mike Kremner in the 70 car will be your 9th and final starter in the feature. Jack Hitt in the 217 has had a run of bad luck this year in the wingless division. Wingless division on Coast to Coast Racing League runs 1 week of midgets, the next week of wingless 360s. Jack has had a bad run of bad luck here lately. Last year's champion will roll off on the pole with the 31 of Templeton. Currently second in the points, will roll off P2. Your points leader, Terry Landis, P3. Race truck should exit next time by Jack Daniels machine. The 217 of Jack Hitt will roll off, will bring us to the green flag. 31 of Brandon Templeton on the high side. Brandon Templeton is P2 in the points. Your leader in the points, Terry Landis, rolling off P3. So this should be interesting. 95 of Bruce might be the spoiler of the night in the 95 machine. Been having a great run. The green flag is out. Templeton on that high side. Looks like that has been the place to start tonight. Templeton with a good run. Jack Hitt holds his own on that bottom side. 217. The first car of the night to be able to hold the lead from the pole on the bottom side. 61 of Terry Landis to the underneath side of Brandon Templeton. I think Templeton may have gone off the top. Yes, he did. Templeton off the top. Jack Hitt on the point. Terry Landis, your points leader, up to P3. Michael Berthet with a great run off that top side in the 95. Benjamin Kelch in the 16, currently running in P4. Jeff Barker in the 513, P5. Jack Hitt currently on the point, running away from the Benjamin Kelch now in the 16 car. Terry Landis in the 161. Not real sure what happened to Berthet, but he is back to P6. So your leader, Jack Hitt, running away from the field. Back to championship form in the 217 car at the front of the field. Terry Landis finished second in the points last year to Jack Hitt. He's running at the very edge of that top berm there in turn 3 and 4. Benjamin Kelch in the 16, running in P3. Jeff Barker a little ways back. We are working lap 7 of 30. Jack hit almost a half-second gap over Terry Landis in these 161, the Yoo-Hoo machine, currently second in the points. Benjamin Kelch in the 16, running in P3, running that bottom side. He's the first car on the bottom side. Looks like Jack Hitt is getting into some lap traffic I thought I saw. Go on board with your leader as he slides a 360 wingless sprint car around Lernerville. Running that high side. Terry Landis in the 61 machine. He throws it sideways, digs down on that low side. Not a great drive off the bottom, Jack Hitt. If you can run the top is the place to be currently. Over a half-second gap between the 217 and the 161. We saw this almost every week last season with Jack Hitt and Terry Landis. Terry Landis up on the grass on the bottom of 3 and 4. Kelch. Benjamin Kelch running the bottom line with Landis. The only car running that top side is the 217 of Jack Hitt. And he goes over the edge. Jack Hitt. The bad luck continues, gives the lead over to the 161, your points leader for the spring season, Terry Landis now. Caution finally comes out. Terry Landis, your points leader, to the front of the field. Kelch P2. Jack Hitt looks like he was able to get back out on the track. I don't know what position he will be in. Terry Landis at the front of the field with Brandon Templeton one lap down between him and second place driver Kelch. Jack Hitt didn't lose all that much. 217 will be P3 at the start here. So your points leader is at the point with the 31 car Iowa driver Brandon Templeton to this rear tail tank. Terry Landis will bring us to the green flags. The 161 car is off. Templeton gives way to the 16. Jack Hitt still battling. Now Jack Hitt moves down low. We've seen Jack Hitt on that high side all night. Now he moves to that bottom side. 513 of Barker. Don't count out the 513 just yet. Running P4. Terry Landis running away from the field. Over a second gap over P2 Kelch. Jack Hitt back to the top side, trying to get the 217. Good run off of turn 4. Terry Landis running that bottom side on the corners, not tempting that top side. Lead down to under a second over Benjamin Kelch. Jack Hitt in the 217. Mike Kratner in the 70 machine up to P5 with the 7 car of the good. Dives down underneath the 70 machine. Working lap 20 of 30. I saw someone go off the top. Not sure who that was. It was not one of your top 5. Terry Landis still at the front of the field. Looks like Brute maybe went off the top. Terry Landis leading with 22 of 30 laps complete. Down on that bottom side into 161. Jack Hitt still trying to change up his line. Currently running P3, bottom in 1 and 2. Does he move up high in 3 and 4? Keeps the 217 down low. Benjamin Kelch in front of him in the 16. BK Machine Racing entry. Terry Landis pulling away. Got a second, almost 2-second gap over the field. 217 throws it into turn 3 and 4 down low. Put the 217 car back to P2. Jack Hitt trying to recover from that excursion off track. Jack Hitt up to P2. Terry Landis with almost a 2-second gap over second place. Can Jack Hitt close that gap in the next 4 laps? Second place of Brandon Templeton, 5 laps down, currently in P6. Kevin Fry, 5 laps down, currently in P7. Up front, the 161 of Terry Landis. Hitting his marks every lap on that bottom side. Looks like Jack Hitt tried a slider line. Not sure if the 217 got up into the fence. Working lap 28 of 30. Laps are winding down. Terry Landis now working lap traffic with a almost 2-second gap. The caution comes out on lap 29 of 30. Terry Landis did not want to see that. Looks like Kevin Fry goes over the top in the Firm Motorsports number 21 machine. Brings out the caution. We will go to a green-white checker. Terry Landis did not want to bring the 217 of Jack Hitt back to his tail tank, but that's exactly what is going to happen here. Jack Hitt in the 217 looking to take the win from Terry Landis. These two no strangers to competition, as the 161 and the 217 battled all season last season. Jack Hitt coming out on top in that one. Those two will now be nose to tail with only a green-white checker between them and the checkered flag. Mike Cramner behind the pace truck. Mike is, let's see, where is Mike actually? 1 lap down. Now he will give way to your leader and second place, Jack Hitt. This should be an interesting shootout. Pace truck is off. We're about to settle this right here at Lernerville in the 360 wingless sprint cars. Terry Landis is off. Gets a great start over the 217 of Hitt. Landis and Hitt down low. Hitt closes the gap. Terry Landis with a good run off the bottom of 2. Hitt trying the top side. Will the 217 car gets loose on the top side. Terry Landis opens up a bit of a gap over between himself and Jack Hitt in the 217. Landis with 2 more corners to navigate, and he will bring home the win. Your points leader, Terry Landis, Jack Hitt, Kelch, Barker are your top 4 finishers. We will get a word with your top 3 podium finishers. Great run. Jack Hitt coming back. Again, the bad luck bug bites the 217. Goes off the top while leading the race. We will get a word with your Podium finishers here momentarily. Kelch moving up 2 positions. It looks like he is in the word. Benjamin, this is Joe. You got me?
Yes, sir, I do.
Man, great run. So Lernerville in 360 sprint cars has to be pretty intimidating, is it not?
Man, it's yeah, it's something else, man. You towards the end of the race, the top starts going away and kind of gets a little dicey up there, and you kind of got to have the cojones to run it, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it looks like the only one that tempted that high side late was Jack Hitt in the 217. It bit him earlier in the race, but he didn't. He was the only one that went up top. Great run by you, man. How did the track change? You said the top got slick. How was the bottom?
Bottom definitely, it started coming in towards the end of the race. Obviously, kind of Lernerville, just the way it is, the top's pretty much the fastest kind of the whole way around. But, yeah, towards the end of the race, the bottom started coming in and, I kind of just missed my marks there and started blowing the bottom and kind of saw everybody else kind of doing the same thing and thought I could sneak my way in, but it is what it is, I guess.
Man, you finished up P3. That's a podium. I'll take that any day of the week. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your podium finish?
Yeah, my dad at BK Machine, Injection Services, and my aunt and uncle at V8 Choppers.
You going to run the 410s coming up?
We'll see.
Be back at Charlotte, man. Big, wide open track. It'd be nice to see the 16 car out there doing some battle.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, great run by you, my friend, and hopefully we see you in the next race.
Thank you, sir.
The 217 of Jack Hitt, as we said on the broadcast. Jack, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Man, you've had a run of the bad luck bug here. It seemed like the end of last season you could do no wrong. And this season, you seem to run into a string of bad luck, but the 217 car kept fighting all night. You did a little off-track excursion there and still wound up on the podium in P2. How was your night, man, and how did the track change?
Well, I mean, I guess not a bad night finishing second, but feels pretty disappointing, though, leading the first half of the race and then doing the same thing I've done all year and end up taking myself out. So, just trying to get the wins now and let one go there.
Yeah, this is kind of a common scene. I'm looking at the podium shot here with you and Terry Landis, man. You guys battled it out last year, but you were able to drive the 217 on the podium. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your P2 finish?
I just want to thank, you doing the broadcast, everybody in the league, of course, putting this thing on. I want to thank all the drivers. I mean, without everybody else in this league, then it'd be no fun. Great group of guys. Like you mentioned, Terry, racing with him is always great. I know he's going to race clean. He's going to race fast. So thanks to everyone at Coast2Coast and for you for putting on these broadcasts.
Yeah, man, we need to get more drivers here. It seems like the midgets are kind of filled up, but the intimidation of the 360 wingless seems to scare folks away. So we need to drum up some more business, keep this going. You going to run the 410s tonight?
Well, unfortunately, I won't be running the 410s, but yeah, Terry was just saying in the race chat, he said he would challenge anyone in the league if they come out next week. He said he could smoke all of them. So let's get some more guys to show up here and give Terry some challenge.
Yeah, man, the challenge has been laid down by your points leader, Terry Landis. Jack, great run, man, and we will see you next week, I hope.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Yeah, man, have a good night. Terry Landis, your points leader, rolls off P3, brings home the 161 car, rolls it into victory lane. Terry, this is Joe. You got me?
Joe, go ahead.
Man, great run. Jack Hitt kind of was rolling away from the field. He wound up in a problem, and as usually this year, the Yoo-Hoo machine was in a position to capitalize. Great run by you, my friend. How'd the track change, and what was your strategy going in?
Well, my strategy going in was just going to run the high side, believe it or not, because that was way faster in the heats, and it didn't look like the track changed that much. But then halfway through the feature, Jack was running the top, and I didn't want to run right behind him, so I figured I'll go down to the bottom, and I was doing pretty good staying with him. So the bottom definitely came in a little later, like Ben said, but it did come in.
Well, you and Brandon Templeton entered the night 1 and 2 in a points battle. You were, 74 points ahead. Brandon had a little bit of struggles tonight, so it looks like you will most likely extend your points lead. Great points night for the 161 machine. Got anybody you'd like to thank for your victory?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I want to thank Galen's Homegrown Popcorn. Was some really good popcorn. That's the place to get it from. And if you put CART in the code, you'll get an extra 10% off. And then the boys back at the KSR shop, they're really a bunch of fun guys. And my wife, Judy, of course. And you for putting it on. And all the good guys at the Coast to Coast.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to watch the rest of the season. I'll be rooting on the 161 fellow California driver. Not many of us on the sim, it doesn't seem, for some reason. But great run by you, my friend. You going to run the 410s?
Yeah, most definitely. I'll be there. And, yeah, I want to just reiterate what Jack said. Come on, bring it out and show us what you got.
Yeah, we need to definitely increase the numbers. I would imagine I've kind of noticed a trend where the midgets have quite a few drivers. The 360 sprint cars are kind of intimidating, but hopefully we can increase those numbers throughout the week and see what happens, man. So great run by you, my friend. We'll see you in the 410s.
All right, Joe. Have a good night.
You too. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There is the Wingless Wednesday part of Icon Sim Sports Veterans and First Responders Night. We will switch back over to the 410 sprint cars at Charlotte, which should be a heck of a show. So we will take a break here, and we will be right back.
lead off turn 4, white flag in the air. Justin Hares, top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Can he get the lead? Yes, he does. And now here comes Janzik. Janzik goes by Query, and he goes by Inman. Gonna drag race off of turn 4. Shepard is there, but it's Larry White at the line. It's still gonna be Pat Ward, and they make contact. Britton has broken the race car. Peter Britton comes to a stop and
leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
I'm Chris Jakimick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important. But I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. He was in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text, actually, from my stepmom. It's like, I need you to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam. All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates, and she's like, Adam's dead. Adam's dead. He had died by suicide that day, 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broken through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought, we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not gonna be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I've first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I've not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired, a little over a year ago, I set forth, I was like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on that bike, I was like, you know what? There's a name, there's a dash that I'm gonna honor today. Not the dates on the gravestone. Is like, I'm gonna honor that life. So it gave me purpose. And it just became like a release for me to where the pedals would spin and I would get out of my head for a little bit. Physically, I was starting to feel better. I could see the improvements and I've tracked my data over the past year and it's phenomenal on the growth that I've had on a bike.
He's just on a mission and is relentless about it. Every day he pushes it from the loss of his brother and a number of different trauma that he had gone through in his life. It was absolutely critical for him to find something that he could sink his teeth into. I think he's taken the ball and run with it with Mission 22, especially the R&R, the recovery and resilience part. I think it makes him stronger in the person that he is today.
I don't know why I fell on the bike. It was just like, okay, it called to me, and then I kept going. So that scene from Forrest Gump where he just starts running one day and it ends up in Monument Valley in Utah? He's like, I'm tired, I think I'll go home now. I'm not tired yet. I'm not ready to throw the towel in like Forrest Gump did. I'm getting on that bike and I'm keeping on going because there's something about it. There's something about just getting out in nature, having that breeze in your face and seeing some of the beautiful landscape here in Las Vegas where it takes you away from the stressors and the challenges of the world for a little bit. And you can just appreciate the beauty that is out there and be in the moment. And then it got serious because the Air Force enrolled me in the Air Force Wounded Warrior program and it got transformed into lo and behold training. If I do this well, maybe I can go represent the Air Force. Maybe my grief and everything in my entire story can come to fruition because I can put the energy into something positive. If I made the team, I'd just be overwhelmed with emotion. I suffered a lot of my trauma because of my military service. But at the end, it's like, I gotta be grateful that I'm allowed to compete in this because there are others who didn't make it home or lost the war at home that's what it's about.
Oh my gosh, everybody. I am so excited. My heart's pumping. My hands are sweaty. Please welcome our very own Director of the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, Colonel Rich Obert. Over to you, sir.
Welcome, warriors and athletes. Today we're going to announce
Warrior Games. The selection was difficult as there were many hard-working and deserving individuals, and the work and dedication was apparent by all. I know the suspense is killing you, so I'll turn it back over to Marcia. Good luck to each of you. Back to you, Marcia.
All right, thank you, sir. Starting us out from Air Education and Training Command, Major Daniel, Lieutenant Dan Cariña. Yes, yes, yes. Air Combat Command, out of Texas, Master Sergeant Nicole Nikki Favuza. From Valdosta, Georgia, Technical Sergeant retired Antonio Del Vecchio. From East Liberty, Ohio, Airman retired Pete Murphy. Technical Sergeant retired Margie Hinkle. And coming up next, former pole vaulter, that is very similar to Blaze Velarde, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, Master Sergeant retired Chris Jacksomek. Warrior Games competitor back on the team, Staff Sergeant retired Joseph Alex Pate.
Whew.
What? He did
All right.
big things back in the day. He's gonna do big things.
Oh,
Coming to you from St. Henry.
wow. We look at Mission 22 and we see all the shirts, we see all the flags out there. I don't think enough of the people understand how big the programs actually are and how that is actually in there. And like, I'm a benefactor from the donations of these private donors that are there to allow me to live life, to improve life for not only myself, but for friends, for fellow veterans, for my children, for my girlfriend, for my family, is to be that, to say, you know what? We can keep going at the end of the day. We can keep going, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how difficult life becomes, we can keep going.
We have this value in the Air Force, this belief, a wingman concept. We're gonna take care of each other. We've got each other. And it gives us hope, right? And so if you have been knocked down, I say this a lot, by the baseball bat of life, right? You're on the ground. If you know that someone's got you, it's got your six, no matter what, that's gonna help you get back up again. And that's part of Mission 22, I think, for him. That connection, that human connection, that's what's gonna save us. Yeah, that's what saved him. He can be a light in darkness. No matter how dark that spiral is, to know that someone got back up again and navigated their way out, that they can get through it too, that they are not alone. Not for one moment of one day. That's what he could be. He could be a beacon of light.
Mission 22 was founded on the timeless principle that America's warriors are equally valuable overseas as they are within our borders. We are unwaveringly committed to the journey back home and understand the barriers our heroes face when making the often arduous and taken for granted transition home. Trauma is an opportunity. While bleeding, hidden pains of the past can never be removed. We can transform them into something brand new and beautiful. We can grow through trauma to become our community's cornerstone, the safest neighbor on the block, the strongest leader in the office, the most caring volunteer at the elementary school. The Recovery and Resiliency Program is a year-long, and it uses everything from cutting-edge biometric tools to science-backed supplements. This is a catalyst to take the deep scars suffered for our nation's sake and turn them into opportunities to direct our God-given purpose and energies as protectors toward a refreshed and meaningful life. By committing to this year-long program, you will be happier, stronger, and wiser. Your PTS and/or TBI may not leave you, but you will be more comfortable in your own skin, and your suffering will begin to have meaning. Our goal is to give warriors one thing, the truth. Let's take responsibility for our healing.
Mission 22 is...
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
The goal at any given race is, of course, to win. And CrowdStrike, AWS, and DXDT were fortunate to achieve championship-winning results in 2020. We're extremely proud to be partnering with Operation Motorsport through our racing initiatives. Their program seeks to place military veterans in various positions inside a real racing team. The experience aids in their retraining, recovery, and rehabilitation.
So my name is Chad Failing. I'm a staff sergeant retired out of the United States Army. I am with Kevin Boehm under DXDT. You're getting creative. You're getting taught to think outside of the box.
We couldn't be more proud to be affiliated with this great program. In the spirit of giving back to the community and creating meaningful opportunities, we're committed to building a diverse motorsports platform with the amazing men and women who have served our country.
Welcome back to Icon Sim Sports, veterans and first responders night. We are here with the 410 sprint cars back at Charlotte, the dirt track at Charlotte. First place in the points, Jeff Valera. Doesn't look like Jeff is with us tonight. The 21 car of Kevin Fry is P2 in the points. Kevin Fry is here. He's only 2 points behind Valero. So Fry should be able to take back over the points lead. Terry Landis, we saw him win the last race, is P3 in the points. He is with us. Jeff Barker is 4. Jeff is with us also. Mike Cramner is P5, which, speaking of Mike Cramner, the 70 car is out on the track taking his first qualifying laps. 410 sprint cars brought to you by 2-1 Designs. Check out 2-1 Designs on Facebook, doing wraps for iRacing and RC cars of all things. Kevin Fry and the good folks at 2-1 Race Designs sponsor the 410 sprint cars. Kevin Fry, speaking of the devil, times in with a 12.413 in the 21 machine. Coming for his second lap. Can he improve on a 12.413? No, he can't. 12.450. Terry Landis in the 161, wrapping up his qualifying laps. 5:13 Can-Am Racing Team. Jeff Barker out on the track. Barker currently 7th quick. Coming for his second lap. Cam Barker put his machine at the top of the board. Barker moves up P6 with a 12.487. Car to watch is Corenta in the 010 Phantom Motorsports machine. Currently 9th quick. Put him at the top of the board with a 12.364. 12.364. We watched Ross win the 305 race earlier this evening. The 11 car of Chad Cote out on the track, taking his first lap with a 12.494. Good enough for 8th quick. Can he improve? He can. 12.431. Good for 4th quick. 24 of Kyle Moonen is back with us. 9th quick on his first lap. He moves up to 3rd quick with a 12.415. So your field is set. Ross Corenta with his 2nd quick time of the night. running a 12.364. Kevin Fry with a 12.450 in P2. Kyle Moonen with a 4. Those are last lap times. My apologies. Kyle Moonen with a 12.415. Shows up late to the show. Comes out and puts up the third quick time. Ross Carenta with his second quick time of the night. Heat 1, Bob DeGood in the Can-Am Racing number 7 machine will roll off from the pole. Chad Cote in the 11 Canadian driver will roll off P2. Kyle Moonen in the 24 will roll off P3. Phantom Motorsports Ross Carenta in the 010 will roll off P4. Can-Am Racing Team driver Jeff Barker in the 513 will roll off P5. John Rayner Jr., also from the Can-Am Racing Team stables in the 302 car, will roll off P6. Top 4 were inverted from qualifying. Top 4 will head to the feature. However, everybody will go to the feature tonight. Bob DeGood in the 7 car will have the 11 of Cote to his outside. Watch that 10 car, 010 car of Carenta on the outside of row number 2. Been on a roll tonight. He is your quick time driver for the 410 sprint cars. The Bandy built 24 machine to his inside, Kyle Moonen. We'll be running 8 laps. Top 4 automatically transfer. However, everybody transfers tonight. Seven car of Mr. Bob DeGood will bring us to the green flag. Pace truck is off. Long crawl to the green flag. As we round turn 4, green flag is out. The 7 car of Bob DeGood on the front row with a good start. 11 car with a good run on the outside. Carenta is going to go with the 11 car of Cote, try to take over P2, and he will put the 11 car on the point. The 10 car of Carenta is having a great night. He is currently in P2. He was your quick time qualifier tonight. Kyle Moonen trying to move up in the 24 machine. Carenta has a knack for finding the quick way around here at Charlotte tonight. Got that outside run off of turn number 2. Pulls up to a small lead over the 11 machine. Put Carenta to the point. Cote back to P2. Now Kyle Moonen going to work on the 11 machine. Working lap 5 of 8. Moonen running a lower line than everybody else. Bob DeGood in the 7 cars falls back 3 positions to P4. Got Jeff Barker to his rear tail tank. Coming to 1 to go, the 010 of Ross Carenta at the point, pulling away from the second place driver, Chad Cote, with Kyle Moonen to the back of the 11 car. Moonen closes in on the tail tank, can't quite get it done. Carenta, Cote, Moonen, DeGood are your top 4 finishers. Mike Cramner in the 70 machine will roll off P1. Donovan Ross in the 5 machine, P2. Crete Sim Racing, Blake Chapman in the 20 machine, P3. Kevin Fry in the Firm Motorsports machine will roll off P4. Terry Landis in the 161 machine will roll off P5. Again, top four were inverted from qualifying. So the 21 of Kevin Fry looking at a great points night with Jeff Filaro not showing up. The 21 car is only 2 points behind your leader Filaro in the points. 21 should be able to take back over the points lead. Pace truck should exit next time by. The drivers will make that long crawl to the green flag. Mike Cramner at the front of the field will bring us to the green flag. Pace truck is off. Donovan Ross in the 5 car outside of Cramner. We are coming to the green flag. Green flag is out. We are underway. Great start by your front row. Cramner down low. Chapman goes with Cramner. 5 car of Donovan Ross almost gets into the back of the 70 machine. Put Blake Chapman up 2 positions. 2 P1. Cramner battling back on the inside. Look at the 70 go. '20 car Blake Chapman, Crete Sim Racing opens up a bit of a lead over Cramner. Cramner into the wall, moves Kevin Fry up to P2, Donovan Ross P3. Last race winner Terry Landis up to P4. Blake Chapman, once the 20 car gets in the lead, he's hard to pass. He is checking out on the field with over a half-second gap over the 21, the Firm Motorsports driver, Kevin Fry. Donovan Ross in P2. Can Terry Landis reel in the 5 car, working lap 6 of 8. Donovan Ross cuts it close at the entrance of turn number 1. Kevin Fry's got the lead down under a half second now. Coming to the checkered flag, Chapman, Fry, Ross, Landis are your top 4. We will have a 3 car B main. Jeff Barker, Can-Am Racing Team 513 on the pole. Outside of him, Mike Cramner, the 70 car, having a great run in the last heat race, got caught up in an incident. John Rayner Jr., also from Can-Am Racing Team, and the 302 will start P3. These cars will be running 10 laps. Racing for position in the feature. We will have one to go this time by. Again, 10 laps, just racing for starting position in the feature. Jeff Barker on the 513 on the front row with Mike Cramner to his outside. Pace truck is off. Green flag is out. We are underway. Great start by your front row. Mike Cramner on the outside, cuts down, gets into the 302 of John Rayner. He's able to keep it on all four wheels. Mike Cramner up to P2 in the 70 machine. He's setting his sights on Barker there. .513 with a comfortable lead over the 70 car of Cramner. Can-Am Racing 513 out front. Mike Cramner in the 70 machine trying that higher line, see if he can't get a good run on the 513. Looks like the lead has stabilized. Cramner was actually a bit quicker that time by. Barker with almost a half-second lead over the 70 car of Mike Cramner. Cramner up into the wall. Tries slide job line in turn 1 and 2, trying to close in on the 513. This is lap 8 of 10. Last lap. 513 of Barker on the point in the Can-Am Racing machine. Mike Cramner in P2. Barker Cramner, they finish 1-2 in the B main. John Rayner Jr. finishes P3. We will break for 3 minutes of warm-up. We will return with the 410 Sprint Car feature here at Charlotte. Welcome back. We are in warm-up. Donovan Ross at the top of the board with a 12.617. Now a 12.596. So the 5 car picking up the pace here in the warm-ups. Blake Chapman, P2. Terry Landis, 3. Carenta back to 6 quick. We are set up. The stage is set for a 30-lap feature. Phantom Motorsports, Ross Carenta on the front row with a 010 machine. Blake Chapman, Crete Sim Racing in the 20 will roll off P2. Chad Cote, a Canadian driver, rolls off P3 in the 11 machine. Kevin Fry in the Firm Motorsports, number 21, rolls off P4. Kyle Moonen, the Bandy-built 24 machine, rolls off P5. Donovan Ross in the 5 machine will roll off P6. Bob the Good Can-Am Racing Team will roll off P7 in the 7 car. Terry Landis in the 161 will roll off P8. Jeff Barker, also from Can-Am Racing, will roll off P9 in the 513. Mike Cramner in the 70 machine will roll off P10. John Rayner Jr. Can-Am Racing Team also will roll off at the back of the field in P11 in the 302 car. Should be a great battle up front between the 101 of Ross Carenta and Blake Chapman in the 20 machine. Kevin Fry battling for that points lead, currently 2 points out of the lead, rolls off in P4 outside of row number 2. Your quick time in practice or warm-ups was the 5 car of Donovan Ross, who will roll off P6. The field will gather. Pace truck should exit this time by. Ross Carenta will bring us to the green flag. Green flag is out. 10 car on the bottom, 20 on the top. Carenta to the bottom, 20 car trying to get a run off that top side of the exit of 2. Carenta holds his position in P1, moves up to the high side, gets in front of Chapman. Kevin Fry now in the 21 machine moves up to P3. Kevin Fry in the Firm Motorsports machine, not holding back. Donovan Ross was quickest in the warm-ups. He's on that top side. Crossover from the 010. Good battle at the front between Chapman and Fry. Now the 21 of Chapman and Carenta, my apologies. Now the 21 tries to get in the mix. Almost loses P3, and he will to Donovan Ross. Move the 5 car up to P3. Now Kyle Moonen wants a part of the top 4. Carenta on the point. Blake Chapman in P2. Donovan Ross in P3. Kevin Fry currently P4. With Kyle Moonen to the rear of the 21 machine. The 5 car dives it down low. Kyle Moonen moves to the inside of the 21 machine. Kyle Moonen trying to move up in the field. Thought about threading that needle. The 11 and the 24 get together. That will bring out our first caution. So that was exciting. Ross Carenta was able to hold off the 20 of Blake Chapman in the early run there. Not sure what happened here. We will take a look at the 24 and the 11 car. Looks like Kyle Moonen may have just come up on the 11 a little bit. 11 both came down. The two make contact. Over the 24 goes. Carenta at the front of the field in the 010 machine. Phantom Motorsports driver had a heck of a night in the 305 sprint cars, was able to run away from the field. Will he be able to do the same here in the 410s? Blake Chapman in P2, Donovan Ross in 3, Kevin Fry moves back to P4, Terry Landis in P5. Pace truck is off. Carenta will take the slow crawl, lead the field to the green flag. Good start by the 010 car. Gets a good jump on the 20 of Chapman. We are working lap 9 of 30. We saw Carenta run the preferred line in the 305 sprint cars right here at Charlotte earlier tonight. Will he find that same groove in front of the 20 car of Blake Chapman? Kevin Fry now putting some pressure on the 5 car of Donovan Ross, trying to get P3. Go on board with the 21 machine. Looking to take over the points lead tonight with a good run. Looks like he does get a good run on the high side. Donovan Ross holds his own down low. Chapman holding a steady second place behind Carenta, about a half second. Donovan Ross trying to run the bottom line there with Fry to his rear tail tank. Five down low, Fry with a good run off the high side. Can't seem to close that gap up front. The 10 car of Carenta. Blake Chapman in P2. Once again, the 010 increasing his lead ever so slightly each lap. Looks like Chapman was quicker that lap by. We are working lap 18 of 30. Terry Landis in the 161 on that bottom side. The 513 of Barker battling it out with a 7 of Bob the Good. John Rayner Jr. in the 302. Kyle Moonen one lap down. Carenta quicker that time by than Blake Chapman. Working lap 22 of 30. Got just a few more laps to get it done. Carenta, Chapman, Fry now was able to get by the 11 car of Cote. Can Kevin Fry reel in P2? Donovan Ross in the 5 car back to 5th position. It's like the 11 car of Cote threw it in down low. Kevin Fry was able to hold P3, looking for a great points night. Your leaders are now getting ready to navigate lap traffic. Who will get by the best? Reiner Jr. gives way. Mike Cramner will also move out of the way of your lead cars. Looks like Chapman came out on the better end of lap traffic. The 20 car closes in on the rear tail tank. That lead is cut down to 0.1 seconds. Chapman now looking for the lead. Pulls up to the tail tank of the 010. Correnta runs a slider line. Chapman peeked down low, didn't go this time by. Running up right against the fence in the 20 machine. He's able to close in on the 010. Correnta, Chapman, Cote are your top three. We will get a word with your podium finishers here momentarily. Great race up front. Correnta has found his way to the booth, waiting on Correnta or Cote to get up to the booth. Not sure, maybe we're having a little bit of issue getting the cars lined up for the podium shot. We will get a word with your top three drivers. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. The 11 car of Chad Cote starts the race P3, brings it home P3. Fell back, had a great race with the 21 of Kevin Fry. Chad, this is Joe. You got me?
I got you, buddy.
Hey, great run, man. You started P3, finished P3. How was your run? How'd the track feel? How'd the car feel? And how'd you hold your position?
It was fun after getting involved in that wreck there, which is okay. It was fun to drive through. The track was good. Car was good. The battle with Kevin, I didn't really anticipate him to go to the bottom like that. Like, it was not intentional by any means, but like, I just want to apologize for that first off.
Yeah, sometimes that stuff happens, my friend, but a great run by the 11 car. Not sure, we were looking at the points earlier. Can't find you in the points yet, but nonetheless, a great podium finisher. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your finish?
Yeah, all the guys over at ADM, our sponsors, Dirt Company Media House, Ram Designs, 34 Raceway, Central Sign and Lighting, and you guys for the broadcast.
Yeah, man, love doing it. Great run by you. Great battle between you and Kevin Fry, regardless of the contact. That was fun to watch from the booth, man. Great night, and hope to see you next week.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good night. The 20 of Blake Chapman rolls off P2, battled it out with the 010 of Ross Correnta there for a few laps. Blake, this is Joe. You got me?
Yep, I got you, Joe.
Man, as always, it was fun to watch you run. It looks like Correnta was going to run away from the field. Somehow you reeled him in. It looked like you got through lap traffic better in the later laps. How did you close in on the back of the 0-1-0?
Yeah, we after that restart we had there, only one caution, pretty clean race tonight. We were both running a slider line in both corners, and I decided that I was going to go up top and just strip the lip the whole way around and see if I could get anything up there, and it turned out to work out for me really well. I think he was still pretty quick in 3 and 4 on that slider line, but I was really gaining him in 1 and 2 running the top. So that was how I was able to do it. The lap cars kind of stayed out of our way, and I wish I could have got him there at the end. Needed a couple more laps, but I'll take second.
So that's what I was going to ask. Couple more laps. You think he would have be able to make the pass? Catching him is one thing, as you know. Pass him is another. Do you think you could have got by Ross there in the end with a couple more laps?
I think maybe I could have, but with the line he was running, he was kind of running this short slider line, and it's really tough line to pass on. You can't throw the deep slider in on him and get him because he's usually got so much momentum coming off the top. So it would have been difficult, but I think I might have been able to do it.
Yeah, man, that was fun to watch. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your podium finish?
Yeah, of course, parents, grandparents, Steve Bixler, all everybody that watches and supports me. Of course, I got to give a shout out to the Can-Am Racing Team and Crite Sim Racing. Of course, shout out Galen's Popcorn. Use code CART, that's C-A-R-T, at checkout for 15% off some of their delicious popcorn. And of course, I got to thank you for broadcasting this every week, Joe. You do a great job.
Yeah, thank you, man. That's greatly appreciated. Love doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, the 20-car Blake Chapman start second, finish second, put on an exciting show in the end, pulled in on the rear bumper of the 0-1-0 of Ross Corenta there at the end. So great run by you, my friend. Can't wait to watch you run next week.
Thanks, Joe.
Yes, sir. Ross Corenta in the 0-1-0 machine rounds out a perfect night. If we could have got him in the 360s, that would have been the absolute grand slam there. Great run by you, my friend. Ross, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, thank you. I got you.
Man, the Phantom Motorsports 0-1-0 machine was quick. Once again, it looks like you guys all started the top three, finished where they started. It looks like Blake Chapman closed in on you there, getting through lap traffic. Did you change your line to get through traffic, or how do you think he closed in on the rear end of the 0-1-0?
Yeah, no, I saw him coming into relative. I think he probably just was a little better on the top. I told him in the waiting room, I said, if he had a couple more laps, I think he would have got me. I think with the line I was running, he wasn't able to get momentum off the top. That's probably what saved me.
Yeah, man, it looks like once again you have a knack for finding that line, the particular line that works, just like you did earlier in the 305 sprint cars. So once again, man, you guys put on a heck of a show up front. It was an absolute pleasure to watch you run tonight, bringing home the victory in the 305s and the 410s. Got anybody you'd like to thank for your victory?
Yep, just same as always. Phantom Motorsports, Velocity Race Design, Power Outdoors, Weckl Sportswear. You guys for putting on the show, and then everybody that runs the league.
Yeah, man. So next week, I think we'll be back in the midgets. I'm not sure what track. I haven't looked ahead yet, but I look for the 0-1-0 to run the midgets with a chance to make a sweep of the podium next week. So that is my challenge to you. I'd love to see you running all three races next week. You put on a heck of a show, man. So that was fun to watch.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Have a great night.
You too.
Take it easy. Yes, sir. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's the Icon Sim Sports Veterans and First Responders Night here on Coast to Coast Racing League. Great show put on. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. We will be back on the air. Coast to Coast will be tomorrow night, Thursday Night Thunder. We will be back, GY6RN. We'll be back Friday night for Friday Night Lights. Again, appreciate you tuning in. We will see you next time.